This guy was flying a fighter jet on his way home on Christmas holidays. The jet was flying from the runway when all the lights of the airport went out. But the guy was worried. He didn't know anything. He pressed the throttle harder and flew straight up. After flying for about an hour in the air, all the meters of his jet flew away. The guy was a bit scared of the meter, but it didn't matter. Then he quickly took out the manual and started doing what was written. He called the control tower, but there was no response from there. By now, the guy understood that you have lost your way. Now the jet was flying over the sea, and the tank was also counting the last breaths. On top of that, the dust also spread as if the breath had fallen. The guy immediately slowed down the jet. He thought that as long as he lived, he was fine. But now the situation was such that the bus was running with God's trust. Meanwhile, an old bomber plane came in front of him and began to wave at him, as if to say, "Come follow me." The guy said, "Come on, brother. I found someone," and followed him. The bomber took him to an old airbase. In a short time, both reached the runway, and the guy landed in peace. The bomber flew back into the air without stopping. The guy got off the jet and saw that a car was standing in front of him. He sat in it, and a staff man took him to the canteen. The bomber got off the jet and saw that a car was standing in front of him. He sat in it, and a staff man took him to the canteen. The old pilot's photos and names were hung on the wall there. Then a photo stopped him. "Hey, this was the same guy who landed him." The guy said quickly, "Brother, who is this?" The staff man said, "Hey, he was the hero of our old base. After every mission, he would take the jet alone and save the trapped pilots. But on Christmas Eve of 1943, he took the bomber and never came back. His plane sank into the sea. The guy said as soon as he heard, 'What are you talking about?' He saved me too." The staff smiled and said, "Then consider it a miracle. Because today is that night, 14 years later, the sound of the bomber came from outside. The guy ran away, but there was nothing there. That's it. Someone was coming from outside. A soldier said, 'You disappeared from the radar, so we came here looking for you.' The guy said, 'Someone guided me, lit the lights too.' The soldier said, 'What are you saying? This place has been closed since the Second World War.' The guy turned and saw that the canteen was looking tip-top